I would like to thank you both for coming this afternoon for this, the reading of my late husband, Walter, and your father, his final will and testament. Ms. Wong, thank you for being here to represent his alma mater. And Lydia, I know that perhaps you didn't get as much time with your father as you would have liked. What with my illnesses, we couldn't always be there. However, I hope you know, darling, how much he truly, truly loved you. Well, my attorney says that as we are the only three mentioned in the will, and it's only a one-page will, this shouldn't take very long, and we won't have to stay here. Shall I proceed? Good. I, Walter Chambers, I'd just like to skip all of this legal part and we'll get down to the details of the will. Here we are. To my alma mater, the university of my dreams, I leave to them all of my shares in Zoom and its subsidiaries. A generous gift as always. Walter was very forward-thinking. He always knew what was going to be the next great thing. Congratulations, Ms. Wong. To my daughter Lydia, I leave the summer cottage where she grew up as a child and had so many great memories. The boat, the guest house, the cottage in the Muskoka River, and all those great times are left to her. Oh, Lydia, how wonderful. I never went to the cottage, but I know it was a special place. And to my loving wife, I leave the jewelry, the artwork, every gift I ever gave her, and 30 years of memories for her to cherish in her heart always. We had a good run at it, didn't we? The remainder of my estate, including the family home, the condominium in Hawaii, all real estate holdings, my stock portfolio, and my life insurance, is to be left to my daughter Lydia. Well, it appears that that is the end of the will. He was quite a man, Walter. Lydia, darling, we should talk.
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad you could make it today. I know it's under very sad circumstances as our beloved friend Trixie Schnapps has passed away. I'm so glad you could make it all this way. Diana, you came all the way from Poughkeepsie. You know, that's above and beyond, but it was very important that Trixie, that you be here for the reading of her will. Wonderful that you could come. Felix, I know you had to cut short your book tour, but, you know, I know Trixie would be so happy that you were here for the dispersal of her last will and testament. And Giselle, we meet again. You know, I never really understood what Trixie saw in you, but, you know, I have to honor her. She was my best friend, and, you know, this is her day, so I'm glad you could make it. Everyone, I know we're all still in a bit of shock from like the untimely demise of our friend. So I provided you each with a little drink, and we're going to have a little toast before we begin all of this. And in memory of our beloved Trixie, her favorite drink, creme de menthe. To Trixie, she was a great artist, a great friend, and she could make a mean mint julep, which I can't make, but I got the creme de menthe anyways. To Trixie, I'm still a little bit in shock about everything. I only found out 3 days ago that I was the executrix of her will. And, you know, I can deny her nothing. So, I'm going to read our will out for all of you. And I hope that this gives us a little insight into how Trixie felt about all of us and the esteem in which she kept us. And, so everybody, brace yourself. And here we go. I, Trixie Schnapps, of Valakila Lane in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, do hereby swear that this is my last will and testament, dated this day, June 23rd, 2020. To my dear friend, Diana, I will all of the plants in my garden, because that is how we connected on such a spiritual level, and I know that the next owner of this house will probably not be able to keep them alive, as that person has a black thumb. Well, that's quite lovely, Diana. You know, plants were a giant part of her life. She talked to her plants, and sometimes I think her plants talk back to her. So she'll be talking to you from the ground every day when you go out to water your plants. It's very beautiful, touching. To my former lover and confidant, Felix Rolfe, I will my vast collection of punk rock CDs, cassettes, and various other media for you to continue to enjoy and think of me when you put your hands in the air in a fist and fight the powers that be. As well, the contents of the room behind the coal cellar at my property on Valkilla Lane belong to you, including all of the whips, change, feather boas, and various paraphernalia. We had a good time, honey, but not a long time. Felix. You're never too old for that little spark, are you, Felix? And now for the last part. To Giselle Flores, my dear friend, even though we only met 3 years ago, you have made yourself invaluable in my life, and you know where the bodies are buried, so to speak. I bet you do, Giselle. I bet you do. I will all of my real estate holdings in the province of Prince Edward Island, including the house on Valakilla Lane and the smelt shack on the Piscot River. She gave you the smelt shack? That was ours. You never even went there. You don't even like fish. You don't even like fish. Did you know that we used to go there when we were 6 years old? 6 years old. And catch them with our hands. And she gave it to you. What will you even do with it? Giselle, what will you even do with it? I mean, I didn't care about the punk rock records at all. And like the Whips and Chains, I just had a don't ask, don't tell with her all these years about that. But that Smelt Shack was sacred. That Smelt Shack was sacred. You know what? This is how it's been all our lives together. All our lives. She needs something done. Who does it? Me. Me. Fabergé. Fabergé. It's like, you know, I have to get groceries. Let's go. Fabergé, can you take me for groceries? Fabergé. Fabergé, my kidney is failing. Do you have a spare kidney? I gave her my kidney. I gave her my kidney. You're with her for 3 years. And you get the Smelt Shack of our childhood. You think you know somebody. You never know. You don't know somebody. What a thankless job it's been being a lifelong friend to Trixie. I don't even like mint.